hello, welcome back to Wargaming. I'm Dan, and we're here with the finals game from the Welsh Masters 2022. So this is the last round, the 7th round of nearly 100 players in Firestorm Games in Cardiff, which was super cool. Super cool to have. Before I start though, don't forget you can like, subscribe, comment, follow on Twitch and use the description there to avoid the adverts. There's an affiliate link in the description. If you want to buy any toys, especially in the UK, have a look there. We've just got a link to Wayland, to other distributors for Privateer Press, and obviously you can get any other sort of hobby stuff from other games too. It all just helps a little bit. Anyway, so where we've gone through the gauntlet of games, see who's like smashing their way to top, and Rob McCormick and Wout Mashachek has come out on top. So we've got England versus Belgium, and this is the matchup for those that are wanting it is Kolgrima in Trolls. Wout's list is Kolgrima with a Runebearer, a Pyre Troll, 2 Earthborns, Valka, Boomy 3, a Death Archon, Madrak 0 with a Brawler, Krielstone with a Northkin Elder, 2 lots of Battle Bears, 2 lots of Fire Eaters, and then Rob's Karchev list is obviously Karchev 2, Malignant Fusion with Deathjack, that's a Grey Lord Adjunct, 2 Marauders, 3 Juggernauts, Behemoth, Sorcerer 0 with a Rager, and then 2 units of Chaos Eliminators and a Death Archon. And we're playing Split Decision. So obviously a 7-round event, so we have to play something twice, and that's what it was. So the players are just sort of starting set up. I think Rob wins the roll and chooses that side. We'll have a little look top down, see what the scenario is. You can see there's the circle on the left. If you're playing Split Decision, the first player has the circle on their left. So no matter which side they go on, it's always on their left. I think a lot of people miss this, apparently. I don't know. But that's how it works. So yeah, so don't set up Split Decision until you know who's going first. Sit down your scenario, sit down your terrain, and then work it out. So on the left in the circle zone, we've got above it, the grey patch is rubble or rough terrain. And then in the circle zone on the left, the green blob is an acid pool. The grey and green one. And to the right of the circle zone is a forest. And then there's quite a good sized trench. And then across the top of the screen, the sandy coloured irregular shape is a burning cloud. And then to the right of that is an obstruction. The thing looks like a barrel. And then going directly down from there, the grey completely circle bit of terrain is a squall. And that's just part of the terrain pack. Is anything that looks like a cloud but is completely spherical is a squall. So -2, or -3, sorry, to range if you're in it or being shot, shooting out of it. And then an obstruction, the building down the bottom. Both players, field forces, come with a bit of things to put down. So Wout, who's putting his stuff up on the top, is got the 2 like concealment, rough terrain, sort of snowdrifts, and then Rob's got his forest, which is linked up with the house. So Rob is deployed and is going down the bottom. We've got, if you notice, just in front of the house on the bottom right is a flag and the objective, and then obviously just behind the snowdrifts on the top is flag and objective, and there should be a flag in the zone as well. They're all using like these sort of this like see-through, like slightly yellowy bases for the flags and objectives. So it's quite hard to see on stream, but there is a flag there. And there are objectives there, so worry not. So yeah, this is super cool. Wout was my favourite to win. If you watch the pre-show, I think I named Wout or Brett as my favourites. Whereas one of our locals, one of our locals, Dom, was like, I think Rob's going to win this event in the run up in the week 4. So. We'll find out. Obviously, the events happened. You probably know who's won, but it'd be really interesting to see how the game rolls out. Wout's off list and Rob's off list, in case that matters. So Rob's off list is Zakovasu. And it's basically just full of a hell of a lot of magic attacks, a lot of which are cold based. And so basically, you just can't drop it with this Kolgrima on the table. Wout's other list is Madrak 3. Madrak 3 in Band of Heroes, which is skewed away from. So looking at it and like how we've heard about the game before, I think this is a bit of a control thing instead. So Madrak, obviously, he's got like the capability to like run feet and jam and like just to deny the jacks from getting over him. But I don't know if they can kill any of them, which is pretty bad. Now, he's got champions in the list, but yeah, he's not gonna be hitting, I think, hard enough in that list. Whereas Kolgrima, I think is his go-to into the Karchev pair. Well, that's what I'm led to believe. So yeah, it's really interesting. Obviously, he's got the Battle Bears, which are, I think they're setting up and deploying the Battle Bears rather than ambushing them. Or at least there's one unit. Yeah, one unit of Battle Bears in ambush, one Battle Bears at advanced deploying, and 2 Fire Eaters are set up. So yeah, so we'll see how this goes out. Obviously, Rob's gonna go as far up the table as he can and try to be in a position. So I would presume that Rob's taken True Sight, has taken Observatory as his objective. Just so then he's got Awaiting Through the Clouds as well as the Adjunct. So he's got 2. That forest in the middle is probably pretty good for Wout. Because it's something that it doesn't matter, he can't see through. But so let's just having a bit of a pre-talk, just agree that they'll pause between rounds, make sure it's nice and clean, the turnover with scenarios, stuff like that, and off we go. So Sorcerer goes forward, bounce charges on Karchev and on one of the jacks, and then so Death Ward goes on to the jack that just led the way. Is that Behemoth? And just charges, and then all the other jacks just run, and off they go. Just this line of just heavy. So the Fire Eaters have got the ability to threaten to set things on fire pretty early, just because they can assault. But whether or not that's like part of Wout's plan, I'm really not sure how he wants to play into this. Like, does he need to set as much on fire as he can? Do you want to sort of play for the scenario? Obviously, we've talked to Rob about the game, but I'm not sure what's in Wout's head going into it. He's a very, very accomplished player, so I presume he's got a plan and probably the experience of what he wants to deal with him. So the Death Archon runs up. And the Karchev just run up behind the jacks, just on both sides, I think. Wout's rocking his Belgian WTC top, feeling it, representing. If you haven't been to WC or seen like the streams and the games, like the tops are definitely like a mini game, like Pokemon. If you collect the good tops, it's good tops off good opponents. It's like the sweet spot, the sweet spot. So just getting a couple of sticks going down, show the extent of the threat range of these heavies. And obviously, there's that big forest that lets Wout do some work here. You can go and be completely safe behind the forest. I say completely safe. Rob can still trap. I say completely safe. I lie. He could be safer behind the forest because Rob can still feat and trample just as far gets a focus when he gets there, and then start punching. So he can trample for free and can end up in melee with 3 focus to buy and then a potential abattoir attack as well. So it's not safe as you might first think, or I might first have made you believe. So yeah, but it's definitely better than him just being able to see through the cloud and just come straight for you. So seeing as people are running up, so I think this is just proxy clouds waiting to go down. So the bears, sorry, the fire eaters on the right, going forward into the snow, the blizzard, where it is, snowdrift is what. We've got bears coming up in the middle, and then fire eaters on the left, still to go. We've got the first the heavies just runs for. And then we're gonna see, like you see that Welsh stuff is on his first turn, nearly halfway across the table. So, but like that threat range from Karchev is far enough, like that it basically means that Rob can push across the other side of the table if he wants to next turn. So we've got fire eaters, as you can see down the bottom of the screen, have just sort of spread out as far as they can. Then the bears are in the snowdrift, and then the second unit fire eaters think are yet to go. So they're just getting into a good position. Like, fire eaters are probably going to be really good at sniping out the Archon. That's going to be like their important job, I think, is set a load of jacks on fire, kill the Archon, and do some damage on the way in. Preferably kill the Archon first, because they don't want to be assaulting into mortal fear. But like Rob also has got to like be really wary about how he uses his corpses on the early turns. Because if he mortal fears and Wout could just stay back, he probably can do that, and then just the next turn, then Rob's gonna get no mortal fear, and then he comes in. So we'll see how it pans out. So a lot of guys run up a bunch of clouds to sort of block the easy options. And I guess more importantly, I'd say importantly, it can sort of shut down some of the shots from Behemoth, but Behemoth can just get it from the Adjunct. So let's see how it works out. These are like two really strong like meta lists, even though people, I think, generally speaking, are worried about Madrak 3. If you've played into it, if you've got a plan, then you can have a plan. Whereas Kolgrima is just kind of like forever like good. She's got just a cool suite of abilities. And Rob remembers to ask the crucial question of how far do the bears ambush. So he's going to be aware. And this is like a similar thing with the ambushing that Andy benefited from, right? The bear is going to force you towards the centre a little bit more. And Kolgrima wants to be able to put down less clouds to cover more area. So if she can only put down a few clouds, but she doesn't need to do any more because the centre of the table is where all of the army is, that's fine. And even if the stuff that the Rob's going to be throwing at the table can see through the clouds because of the objective or because of guidance from the Adjunct, the clouds still give him -2 to hit. So it might come into it, but with full throttle boosted attack rolls, it's still debatable. So Behemoth going forward is shooting into the poor bears, and there's no bears are killed in the making of this turn. so some pot shots in, but no bears are dead. And this is the other thing as well, is wherever Sorcerer goes, she's got to be really aware of how far the Fire Eaters can come from downtown. Put the spray in and be like, have you survived? Because if Sorcerer just dies casually, it's like a really, really big swing. I think, although the potential for a really big swing. Let's have a quick check at the Trolls, because I can't remember how far the Fire Eaters actually threaten. So there's no... so they're speed 6, so they'll charge up to 9. They'll get an extra 1 from the stone. Is it? No, it's not cold stone. So just 9, and then so 17 inches to assault in. Unless I'm missing something, I might be missing something. So please forgive me if I don't know Trolls well enough. But yeah, it's like a good distance to come in, spray everything, and make a World of Khador support on fire, as well as the Jacks potentially, which could be really cool. So the Jacks coming up. Behemoth obviously. Oh, excuse me. Behemoth's come up. Done his swat shots. Not really got much out of it, and the rest of the Jacks are just getting thrown forward a little bit more generously. So I think that's a Marauder that's gone into the zone. So Karchev's going to just back up a little bit into the forest, so he's got just a little bit harder to hit from stuff that's not sprays, in case there's anything he has to actually worry about. And he'll lock horns. And then again, he's just running with some more of the Jacks, just behind the zone. Like the nice trick that Kolgrima can do when people are measuring out the ambushing range is obviously Kolgrima's feet pushes you backwards. So there's a potential that she can line up where her ambush is going to be, work at proxy out where she wants to go to before she feats, and then feat to push you towards the edge of the zones, the edge of the map slightly, which could be the difference between being charged and not being charged. Something to watch out for, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Kolgrima is so full of tricks, though. So I think she's a really, really good caster. So turn passes across to Trolls. So this is Trolls turn 2. So this is a scoring turn already. Yeah, both players know the list. They're really sort of leveraging what they want, and it's just taking a minute to work out what he wants. If we look at the top-down view, we can see that there's comfortably 2 heavies within the zone, and the red, the brighter red heavy looks like it might be in the zone. It's hard to tell from this angle. But yeah, definitely nothing trivially that can be done to take him off. The objective on Rob's side probably just gets killed by the Fire Eaters, like comfortably. Yeah, they could probably just walk, spray it, and be in like a good position to not all die. So Wout's looking at being able to go up probably 1-2 to 0 this turn, even if you can't clear that zone. If you can clear the zone, you can go up 4-0 up, which would be really big. Obviously, it's not super easy to see, but there is a flag in that zone as well. So I think the furthest forward Jack might be contesting that, but you know, he's got the option to maybe get to him if you can throw him, or you can push him out with the feet. there's a potential 4 points on the table. So the bears are coming in. So the bears are easily going to be like line up with those at that objective and just tank it, and then threaten, I guess, to just be behind his army, behind the Khador force. And Rob's gonna have to do something about it. You can't just ignore them, or they'll just start rattling through the back line and kill important things like the Adjunct and like Sorcerer. So let's see what happens. Just try to reposition where my streaming software is, and it might have just glitched out for a second, but it's fine. We're working. So the bears are on. Measurements are being made, and we're going to see exactly what the troll force gets done. If it's not a turn that he goes all in, we'll see how it works out. This is the easy play for the start. It's the bears go in just to get the so armor 20 on the objective because it's got unyielding. I don't know if he's cast Mortal Fear, but there's definitely a measurement from where the Death Archon was. So if it is, then it's armor 22. So yeah, they're coming in a dice -5. So the objective stays alive. And as expected, in come the Fire Eaters. So the back Fire Eater goes first to set the front one on fire, which means it'll have boosted attack and damage rolls. So the objective gets comfortably taken out. Maybe not quite what needed, because they're all like in a big clump on the right here on the bottom of the screen. The bears and the two bears of the unit and the two of the Fire Eaters, a little bit more bunched together than I think that you'd want them to be if you got the option. But we'll see. We'll see how it all ends up working out. We're just looking at the position, trying to work out what plays he's actually going to manage to get out of this. If you've been playing into either version of Karchev, what do people think is the best? Out of interest, because I think opinion on things like this, on who's the meta bully, who's the problem list to deal with, just varies so much across like just regionals, even within like the UK. Country by country, I think everyone's got a completely different take on what factions and what lists are the ones to worry about, which is super interesting. So it's like how flexible the game is and what good state it is. So Welsh just sort of proxying out potentially where Kolgrima is going to go to. This might be like so I think this. So I think this is working out how far Kolgrima needs to go to push the furthest back. The jack that's furthest towards the control. Furthest towards Rob's deployment zone, the black or the dark one behind the dark red jack. So if you can push that one first with the feet, then push the other one out, then that clears two out of the zone. Then the red one goes out. So leaves basically just one Jack in the zone to remove. And probably even that one will at least be a bunch further from the flag. So it might not contest the flag. So the players just helping each other, making sure they can both agree exactly what goes to where. So we've got the proxy base, we've got where Kolgrima will go to, and then potentially where she vanishes back to. She goes back towards her own kill box. So a bit of shuffling on the right. And we're working out what's going in here. I think a lot of Wout's list does have some really good synergy into what he wants to be punching into Rob. So stuff like he's got the Brawler, which is on Madrak. It's got beatback. So basically, if he gets the Brawler onto the Jack that's furthest forward, he gets to start sort of punching him back. At which point, he can be in a spot where he just pushes him out of the zone, or he can do that instead. Just walk over and throw him, and just get him out of the zone. So between throws and beatbacks, what are the other heavies? I think the other heavies were Earthborn Die Trolls. Which is just awkward to remove, and to for Rob to do the same to, basically. So I think that's what we've got. We've seen one of the troll heavies has gone up, just done a two-handed throw into the first of the Khador Jacks, thrown him into Khador's lines, clearing the zone. He's making sure he's going to catch everything he wants to, which looks pretty solid. So clips the first one, it gets knocked back. Clips the second one, it gets knocked back, but it's still slightly in the zone. So it looks like there's a heavy remains in the zone at the end of it. So if Wout could have cleared that heavy as well, it's looking really close though. So we have to try and catch it when it comes to the end of Wout's turn. But yeah, that's the potential for 4-0 on Wout's turn here, which would be really big. Like 3-0 is still great, but 4-0 is better. It's a really big swing. But either way, he's kind of making his intentions pretty clear that he's looking for some scenario pressure here. So Kolgrima is defeated. He's putting some clouds down. And then she vanishes backwards, just to make sure she's just not in range for anything to threaten to kill her, basically. Like, as I've already said, like, she's got such a cool suite of abilities to be able to go, oh yeah, she can just ignore, put a spell, put a buff on a single model to just ignore spells, and it's not a spell because it's not a spell. She can't just like hex blast it off, which is pretty cool. So we're looking at what can get onto. I think this might be Madrak working out if he gets his his Brawler onto that heavy that's still in the zone, can it punch hard enough to finish it and clear the zone? Because that's potentially really big, and whatever's going to get to Madrak has to kill his Brawler first anyway. So in he goes. So let's start the punching. So is he just going to be beating him, or is he going to try and throw him somewhere? So he charges the back guy, so he can beat him back. Then his second attack, he punches the front guy to beat him back out of the zone. That's very, very nice. Seeing the good plays. So there's a bit of a confusion about where Madrak is or should be. But I think the players. So it's basically Madrak. I think needed to move first to get into position. Yeah. So the players have just very amicably just sorted it out. So Madrak goes forward first. I think Wout had measured it and thought he was in, but there was some issue, but nice and quickly, easily resolved. No need for any intervention and stuff. So, which means that Wout will be scoring 4 here, which is really big swing. So I guess it depends on if Rob can kill Madrak. Obviously, that's going to be a really big swing because it takes out the beast as well. It becomes wild, so he doesn't have to worry about it contesting or it having 3 strikes. But he's got to get around it first. Yeah, which is maybe easier said than done. But we'll see. So White's just taking the rest of his sort of support staff are also moving up. Getting ready. The Fire Eaters just spreading out at the edge of the zone. So he's got Madrak on the flag. The Fire Eaters in the zone. Someone on his flag. Can't see who it is exactly, but there'll be someone on his flag. And so we've got a big push and a big swing for WoW, and Rob's got to really force his way forward now and make sure that the WoW just can't pinch the scenario victory. Wout spent a good amount of time by the looks of it on his turn, really putting that scenario pressure absolutely to the forefront, to a point where Rob's got to fully answer him now. Can't risk giving away scenario because it's just a couple of points to pip, and away he goes. So Rob's going to need to clear his flag, get the score there. I'm not sure if he actually scored. So he's got, I think, a jack next to his flag rather than a solo. So Rob definitely didn't score his flag. So this is a bit of a clean-up of tokens going on here as everyone's helping each other. Rob's just working out exactly where needs to go to work. what he needs to do, where stuff needs to absolutely make things happen. Obviously, we've got the clouds just in the center of the table, and we've got a cloud just behind the Brawler, in between the forest and the Brawler. So, and he's only got either sight from the Adjunct now, so there is that problem. But as we discussed earlier, things can still trample and potentially get into combat with free focus and start just killing stuff. So it could be that one of these jacks towards the front goes behind the bomber, just straight into Madrak, with the feet up and with full throttle up. Can Madrak survive that much? I think he's on 3 by the looks of it. So it's going to be not trivial to remove Madrak. So Madrak's 13-17. Then as soon as he's injured, he gets... it's extra when he's... when this model hits an enemy model. So he hasn't got the bonus for himself. But he'll potentially be in the stone aura. It's really hard to know from here. It'd be really interesting to see what gets done out here. So Rob's kind of trying to work it out. He's got to plan this turn really, really, really well to stay in the game here. Yeah, this could be a variety of ways to get back into the game in the zone, but can Rob basically unpick the puzzle that's built in front of him? Between clouds and heavy. So on the bottom of the screen, we've got the first of the Khador heavies going into the bears. So he's targeting the bears rather than the fire eaters with this guy. So the first bear gets killed. Second bear is dead. So the Archon will have some corpses. So the Archon's going to be mortal fearing and running just to sit on the flag. So he's scoring. So Rob secures the first score back this time. I don't think he can get anything really onto White's objective. Maybe Behemoth can find some sort of angle where he can shoot it, but doesn't seem super great. So this is looks like he's got an axe. So it's one of the Juggernauts. So he's letting a free strike through. So he's hitting. So he's let a free strike go through, then start just punching on Madrak, who looks like he's outside the stone and just dies. At which point, the Brawler loses all its fury. In case you don't know, because this came up the other day, the Brawler is now wild, so it's not contesting, doesn't have a melee rate, doesn't have melee, won't do any free strikes, and you remove any fury off it. So they can still run during its turn. That's really interesting. So this is Behemoth walking. So Rob's just parked 3 Khador heavies inside that zone. I think at least 2 of them are in range of the flag to contest it. And then over on the right hand side, or the bottom of the screen as we're looking at it now, the blue Marauders going into the Fire Eaters. So this should be just like an easy cleanup here for the Fire Eaters to just die, unless unless something awful happens with Rob's dice. So there you go. So just gives him a little bit more breathing room, a little bit harder to get towards the flag to contest it for Wout. So the next guy is just running up. So got some running solos towards the zone. So we end up with, I think, I'm not sure if the Jack contests Wout's flag, but certainly Rob will be scoring 1 back, and it looks like there's a model in the circle as well. So I think that might be 2. So this might be now 4-2. So it's doable, but can he move enough, or can he get through enough of the Jack wall? So Wout will be like looking at this table and trying to work out, can he just score up? Can he just score and win? Because he's 1 heavy down, so it's going to be real tricky to deal with just the amount of boxes, the amount of armor that Rob's putting right in front of him. The Fire Eaters are engaged in the top zone, the circle, so they're really going to struggle to do much at all. So this is going to be a real tricky puzzle to unlock. So even though he's gone up and has this scenario advantage, can he now sort of push it forward? Can he? I think getting to contest Rob's flags will be easy enough. He just runs the bear handler to contest. That's an easy point to stop. But it's the rest of the stuff. It's all of these Jacks in the circle zone, and on that flag in the zone that could be the problem. Because I'm not sure he's got the volume and the strength of attacks to kill that many heavies. So the best he can do is try and get some control and try and maybe kill the thing on the flag. But Rob's foreseeing this, so he's run up on his left flank, which is at the top of the screen. He's run his solos, basically ready to feed them onto that flag. So I think this is looking at what Kolgrima can do. So, like she's very very capable of getting significant work done with multiple sprays, and that's what she's going for. So sprays are starting to go in. See. So we're getting hits on the spray onto 2 of the Jacks and the solo. And damage roll on the solo. oh yeah, we're checking for stationary as well from the spray. I think the spray's got a crit stationary on it. In my head, it definitely does. And the answer is yes, crit stationary. So it's a power, starts at a power 12 and it's got crit stationary. I'm not sure he's got anything that increases it damage wise in the list. But I think he's stationaried the furthest forward Jack. So there's a proxy base going down way at the top of the screen here. I'm not entirely sure what we're looking at. We'll change the angle to have a look. So if you see on the left of the circle zone, at the edge of the acid pool, is okay. So he's looking to get to a spot where he can go across and slam or throw him. I'm assuming throw. Yeah. Just throw him outside of command. Outside of control. So he's knocked down. Won't be able to shake it. So he'll have to just stand up and walk next turn. But that might be enough, you know. So only buys him a little bit of time. So with him out of the way, in come the Fire Eaters. So two of them are assaulting, one of them is charging, one of them is just running, sorry. So we're setting fire to some jacks that are stationary, doing a bit of chip damage. Still not killed whatever it is that's on that flag. It's like doggedly like clinging onto life. I know we're looking at what's getting done in the middle here. We've got a little bit of movement in the middle here. So the heavy that's gone all the way up the middle of the table is now getting beaten on by, I think, just the unit there. And there's two heavies still that can do some work here. So this is a trample, I think, to get in. So some more movement where he basically just goes up, throws another heavy. I guess let's go back. So just fire checks. So whatever Rob's got on the flag is still on the flag. So where it's contested. So like Rob looks like he's in a solid position, but he just needs to make sure that he doesn't just slowly or just suddenly lose on scenario, because it's like built up that lead. Just needs to keep that in his mind like through the entire turn. If he gives up something easy like one of the heavies can just walk and throw the one thing that's contesting or the two things that are contesting. the Death Archon is in the zone, not really doing anything. I think it's just like threatening to go and do something, or it's just like another model that's awkward for Rob to remove, or he's got to spend like some of his resources doing so. So Rob's leading with Karchev. Just gonna shuffle to the side slightly. He's not really committing to do much himself, apart from survive and put some spells out like locked horns. This is so he's taken another free strike on a heavy and just going, yeah, I can take it. So he's going into the Archon. So he's forcing a tough check on the whatever is just the right, killing the Archon. Just getting some work done and pushing the line of red jacks further forward. Up comes one of Rob's solos. Has Sorsha got a gun? Or has the Adjunct got a gun? I'm pretty sure she said he's shooting. So the guy on the flag's moving across. Goes and kills the yes, I think it's the Adjunct. Goes and kills the Fire Eater. In charges one of the next heavies. So I'm not sure if Rob's just going to go for damage, or is going to try and just do the same and just punch him out of the zone or throw him out of the zone. But yeah, it looks like he's just going for raw damage. Just going to try and kill the heavy. Like if he throws him out of the zone, he gets to stand up, come back in, and do the trick again. If Rob kills him, just got enough attacks and he's going to hit hard enough, then he just takes that off the table. So doesn't finish him off though. So there's a Jack across the left that has to stand up and walk. Can't really commit to do anything, but can do exactly that. Can just stand, walk, and be something for next turn. So I don't think this is the blue Marauder in the top center, top right, sorry, and not quite contesting range for the flag, I think. But he's just killing the models basically. Just going for smashing stuff. So then his other heavy could probably just scoot around wherever it's in front of it to contest range. And like we can see like that Rob's still got a lot of heavies on the table. So there's some clock decision there going on. Not sure what the option was. Is it Boomy's on the flag? Yeah, it might be that's Boomy 3 that's on the flag. So it could have gone in and killed the contested piece, but obviously that leaves him off the flag and open. So the Jack on the bottom, just to the right of the objective, where the objective was, sorry, and the builder just goes, kills the model that's contesting. The Archon is happy with its life choices on the flag. And I think we're just doing a little bit of cleanup here from Rob, and then we'll be done. So yeah, the Jack that's just smacking the tent of the table next to the forest, just putting some hits down. So and then the Karchev is going to run into the zone. They're going to run towards the centre a bit more. And I see them. So there's a big old cluster of heavies all in that circle zone still. Wipes them the easy mode. He prepped this turn, so on the right hand side, the last of the fire eaters, the pig, the little guy, has run to contest. So that's just an easy move. White knows he needs to do it. He's prepared for a turn in advance, so he can run. And can he basically just sort of slowly win on scenario here? I say slowly. He just needs to tick up a few times, but can he manage it? Is the question. So we're doing some hits on that Jack that's just next to the right of the forest. So Kolgrima's going up and is spraying through her stuff, I think. Killing the contesting model. Spraying into the chunk of models in the circle zone. And yeah, I think that was it. I think we've ended up, running out of time there, and yeah, absolutely grinding each other out. It's like really, really, really cool technical plays. You can see that both players have done stuff like they've lined each other's or their own models up to run into contest or to take the spots on the flags the next turn, that sort of thing. So yeah, so this ends with Rob McCormick taking the Welsh Masters 2022. So absolutely well done, Rob. We've had him on the show already. If you want to listen to him talking through all his games, you can check out. We've done one of the Future Sight episodes. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll have a look at my footage from the games as well. So I recorded 8 games as well. If I have time, I'll do something similar. But only with one camera angle, unfortunately. But we will see. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed. And thanks very much. Cheers.